We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. And off we go from Denver. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The first carry now. This is Williams. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. You look at this Niner defense. They've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
Nix to the air. This one swung out to Williams. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. A give to Williams, running right. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They run it again with Williams. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week, but they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Now Williams running left. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. You look at this Niner defense. And they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Byron Young drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. To throw is Avant. Throwing to start the drive. Pass caught by Pearsall. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They go play action here on 1st down. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
A give running left now, Garendo. And he's got room. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Inside the 10. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Isaac Garendo with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone. I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass. Let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down. The Broncos had 10-6 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
They'll go with Hill here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Underneath here to Hill. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. On the counter, here's Williams. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 53 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that one could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Throwing Nix. Flush to his right. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. To throw is Nix. That's out to Hill, right side complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense. What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
I can't believe what I watched.
Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. They're going. It's Nix. And this is going to be intercepted. And the 49ers are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, I appreciate the aggressiveness trying to go for it there on 4th down, but you're in the red zone, had 3 points in your back pocket. Instead, Charles, they throw it away.
Certainly a big call to go for it on 4th down. As you said, in the red zone, definitely going to cost them 3 points, and we'll see how that affects the game as time goes on.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. We have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice and meetings talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
To throw is Avant. Off the play fake. And that is incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because that incompletion's on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
We've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known the points won't come so easy again.
Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw, here's Nix. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hill. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Here's Nix. Throw to the right here to Gordon. And he will have a Broncos 1st down. He needed 5. He got it barely as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. On play action, here's Nix. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to the air with Nix. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now it's Nix. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw again. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Nix looking to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there as the 1st half is winding down. And the Broncos have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. The extra point splits the uprights, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
In a tie game, both sides are looking for something to give them an advantage. It often falls back on special teams, and that return, that could be the spark to untie the game.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. To throw is Avant. A final shot before break. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. And he's got it inside the 10. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. A solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
To throw is Avant. Throwing to start the drive. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. He'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. And it is caught at the 10-yard line. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Here's Guerrero on first down. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Isaac Guerrero, his second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the 49ers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Back to throw. Nix trying to lay one up deep. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way home for the Broncos score. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Broncos are an extra point away from evening this one up. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first two drives of the third quarter, one for each. That tells me that someone's defense.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. He may go. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. But Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
Powering his way forward. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. They'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they've brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 22-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Throw nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
To throw is Avant from the gun on third down. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And this one is right through. And that'll bring him back within 4. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From the 31, here's a 2nd down and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 4 of 7. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This would be a critical call.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. On the sneak, it's Nix. Only needed a few inches to pick it up and get behind your center and burrow.
And remember what the GMs have told us? We build an offensive line starting with our center, the guy who can make all the line calls and also move those big defensive tackles in order to pick up 1st downs.
So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Oh, and that'll be incomplete. No, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get 1st downs and eat away at the clock.
A 4-out line going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the 1st there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Here's 2nd and 8. And a quick throw here that's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. A handoff running right, Garindo. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Now back to throw. Connects with Kittle underneath. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does. On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Here it is, 4th and inches. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Another try for Garindo. And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. On the give, it's Garindo. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
This is 1st and 10. Handoff here, Garindo. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
They'll run with Garindo. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Back to throw. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive. The bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked him a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, That tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Denver, they conclude the regular season with a final record of 11-6. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they suffered just their 4th loss all year to bring the final mark to 13-4 overall. And as division champs, they will host a playoff game next week in the wild card round. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.